This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Friday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube, TV, and of course, Sirius XM channel 158. It's a football Friday on a numbers game. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin alongside.
Let's go. Football Friday. Love it.
Nice of Team USA not to show up.
Yikes. Yikes, Gil. Yeah, they are.
That's a plus 170. That's what I got. Feeling pretty good right now.
They are up in one match right now. Cantlay and Schauffele one up over McIntyre and Hovland. Otherwise, it is runaways
It's a run out.
Yeah, McElroy and Fleetwood 4 up on English and Morikawa. Fitzpatrick Oberg 4 up on Henley and Scheffler. Scheffler hasn't been beaten this bad in I don't know how many years. Hatton Rahm 2 up on Thomas and DeChambeau.
Did anybody offer odds on a shutout?
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I'm sure that was one of the 7,200 DraftKings options.
It's possible, at least in the first four, that Team Europe will get them all. We'll see. Obviously, Schauffele and Cantlay, as you say, 1 up on McIntyre and Hovland through 9. But otherwise, it looks like Team USA had the same attitude that we did, which is just end this quickly so we can watch football.
That'd be great.
Talk football. Speaking of which, it is a football Friday here on the show. Fezzik, Falika, and Dr. Bob. Steve Fezzik, everything that's on his mind. He's got picks too, pro and college, as well as anything that's on his mind. We will discuss not only sports betting, but also in the casino itself. Chris Falika got college football thoughts. I know he's betting some Ryder Cup as well. Was he on Team Europe as well?
I believe so, yes.
I believe so, yeah. And then Dr. Bob. How do I put this succinctly? Dr. Bob has not missed a play all year.
Nice.
He is undefeated on this show. I think it was 6-0 now?
Yeah, I think so.
6-0.
I got to give a tip to Captain Fezzik, too, with his college football, man. I've been tailing some of his stuff. I know he's got other people doing it, but...
A great aggregator.
I know he's got other people doing it, but man.
Great aggregator. Also on Football Fridays, we do a little global football. Paul Carr will join us to talk Premier League with us as well. Kelly and I will go through every NFL Week 4 game as well, our final thoughts as we head into the weekend. And Jensen Lewis, before all of that, is going to come up, and we're going to talk some baseball. Baseball been very, very good to me. The baseball, just the cluster now with 3 games left. Everybody, all 30 MLB teams have 3 games left. Today, tomorrow, Sunday. And then it's postseason beginning on Tuesday. Remember, no tiebreakers. And we have 2 divisions now with 3 games left that are in a deadlock. Obviously, tiebreakers are involved, though. But at the top of the AL East, both the Blue Jays and Yankees won yesterday. Blue Jays have the tiebreaker. Remember, that's not only for the AL East lead and win, title, I should say, but that is potentially for the number 1 seed, most likely for the number 1 seed. And the loser has to play a best-of-3 wild card round. So it is for really the biggest stakes. Detroit finally got off the schneid and decided, we might be able to win a baseball game. And they did yesterday in their final game against Cleveland. And that's huge because now Cleveland and Detroit are in a tie atop the AL Central. Cleveland, though, with the tiebreaker there. Cleveland wins that season series 8-5. Toronto won their season series against the Yankees 8-5. So 3 games left. Cleveland's got 3 at home versus Texas. Detroit has 3 at Boston to close the season. By the way, with Toronto, they got 3 at home versus Tampa Bay to close the season. The Yankees have 3 at home to close with Baltimore.
Let's go, Yanks!
So that's where all the drama is there. Mariners clinched at least a 2 seed. They still have a shot at the number 1 seed. They clinched at least a 2 seed, which means a bye in the AL playoffs. And then the wild card race in the American League got just that much tighter. Just that much tighter as the Astros are like, hey, we could still get in. It's possible. The Astros 1 game behind the Detroit Tigers now, who currently inhabit, because they lose the tiebreaker to Cleveland, currently inhabit the final wild card position in the American League. Boston now only 1 game ahead of Detroit. So 3 teams vying for 2 spots there in the American League. In the National League wild card, by the way, Mets win yesterday, Reds win, Diamondbacks lose. So the Diamondbacks now, that's going to be tough for them. A team that traded away at the trade deadline. Cincinnati 1 behind the Mets, 3 to play for everybody again, for both teams, but Cincinnati owns the tiebreaker there. They close with 3 at Milwaukee. The Mets close with 3 at Miami. And the thing with Milwaukee is their magic number for the number one seed, not only throughout the NL playoffs, but through the World Series itself, is now 1. 1 Milwaukee win, 1 Philly loss. They are your number one seed throughout. Dodgers yesterday clinched their 12th NL West title in 13 years, so all that
pretty good.
Padres will catch. Like I said, they play 150 more games. Padres won't catch them. And so there you go. That's what it is. Those are all the implications here in the final 3 days, AL and NL.
Let me fire some wild card questions at you. Which of these teams would you prefer to see in and out from a betting and just fan perspective?
Would prefer to see Cincy in because I think the market will underrate them. That's
awesome.
What I think what you're asking is what can be more exploitable.
I think both from
that.
betting or if you just fan, you'd rather see a team play versus another.
But I just think like a team that we like the Padres, a team that we like to dunk on because they haven't met expectations. They could beat anybody, right? They could beat anybody at all. And I'd like to see Detroit in because I feel like people are sort of downgrading them now after this finish. Because I think they would be sort of sneaky. But I've said it all along, though. I think the Yankees are the single most underrated team of all this. We thought they'd win the division the whole time. We'll see if they will. But if they can, I feel like they have the best bullpen along with the Padres, top to bottom. And the Yankees, so many of those guys in the pen were closers. The stage will not be too big for those guys. So, anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, completely did.
Because you're looking for teams that the market will feel is somewhat stumbling in. Thursday night football last night, though, is where we begin because it ended up being a millions pick for me on the Seahawks yesterday.
Me too, man, yeah.
I put them in early because I'm like, these injuries are too much to ignore. But let me just say this. That was a needless sweat.
Yeah.
What the heck was that?
It was feeling a lot like last weekend all of a sudden again in that fourth quarter, Gil.
Oh, I was literally, after losing on the Rams, I was like, okay, if I lose this, what are we doing? For those who missed it, 0-0 game. 4th and 1 at the Arizona 48. Seattle goes for it. Charbonnet stopped for no game. Arizona gets the ball back. 2nd and 10 at their own 48 after Kyler gets his pass batted down on first down by Boye Mafe. He throws a pick to Kobe Bryant, who then fumbles it when hit by his teammate Tyrese Knight, apparently not touched by Froholt, the center for the Cardinals, and so they give the ball back to the Cardinals when Trey Benson recovers it. It survives replay. That led to a Chad Ryland field goal, 32-yarder, 3-0 Arizona. Then Seattle goes 7 plays, 77 yards, 3:04. Darnold to A.J. Barner from 16 out, 7-3 Seahawks late first quarter. 2 times later, not the next time, so they trade punts, and then Arizona 3rd and 11 at the Seattle 33. Down 7-3. Kyler, perfect pass to Marvin Harrison Jr. He doesn't look it in. He bobbles it. It's picked by Ernest Jones IV. He returns it 29 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr. The fun continues.
How much we talked leading into that game and that first half. Whew.
Seattle didn't do anything with it, though, because a Walker taunting penalty set him back. But the next time that Seattle got the ball, from their own 10, Darnold rolling right to Elijah Arroyo for 32. Then he ran it for 24. Charbonnet for 15. 2 plays later, P.I. on Budda Baker in the end zone. 3 plays later, Charbonnet in for 1. 14-3 Seahawks. And that's how it would be going into halftime, as Kyler almost threw a pick on the last drive for Arizona. Third quarter, they trade field goals. It's 17-6 now. Late third quarter. Seattle gets it to 1st and goal at the 7. And this is where it's like, good God, just like put this game away. Charbonnet makes 2 great cuts into the end zone, but a hold call on Jackson Smith in Jigba after he gets blasted by Max Melton, the cornerback, and they call it on JSN. It's like, okay, we trying to keep this game close. The old Todd Wishnev thing. Oh, they're keeping it close. They settle for a Myers 31-yard field goal, 20-6. Still a 2-touchdown game, right, with 9:33 left. It's still a run-out. Should be more, but it's a run-out. Arizona then goes 8 plays, 73 yards. Kyler to Harrison Jr. There he is. From 16 out, touchdown, 5:50 left. Note, Jonathan Gannon is not a coach that goes from 14 to 8 to 6.
Oh, I thought that was weird, Gil. And then Harrison, good for you, man. That was, I don't know if I've seen that in quite a while, Gil. I'm going to take a moment after this touchdown to, like, just exhale. Like,
but even that was like, are we being this dramatic? Like,
I think it's getting that bad down there, man.
God, we needed a moment there. Seattle now up only 7. We're talking late now. 3rd and 6 at their own 26. Darnold to JSN for 36. That led to a Myers, and this is the part that I just don't understand about Gannon. about McDonald yesterday, settling for a 53-yard field goal.
Yeah.
It's like, be a little more aggressive. You're only up 7 here. And, of course, it's wide right. The kick has no chance of going in. So Arizona takes over at their own 43 with 3:16 left, down 7. 4th and 4, their own 49. Kyler to Michael Wilson, who turns his head late but still makes a great grab at the sticks for 5 yards. And it ends up being a 12-play, 57-yard drive. 8 plays later, Kyler to Amari DeMarcado for 7. Touchdown, 2020. They decide not to go for 2 in the win with 28 seconds left. We're just going to tie this up. 2020. 28 seconds left. You know how this goes in the NFL when there's 28 seconds left on the clock, right? Chad Ryland kicks the ball short of the landing zone by a yard. Seattle gets it at their own 40. A big 22-yard pass play from Darnold to Jackson Smith and Jigba. The big play to get to the Arizona 38. Instead of trying to get a more manageable kick once again, the Seahawks have Charbonnet run into the line, and it sets up a 52-yarder for Jason Myers. What are we doing? And then he makes it, but even then he made it, it's still not the point. By the way, it looked like it was going to slice right, and then it corkscrewed back in. Seattle wins it 23-20. Seattle in a game that they should have won going away. I'm not sure how this was a sweat. They get it done. They outgained Arizona 384-253. So congratulations to Seahawks backers. Seahawks go to 3-1 in the NFC West. And I think you said it. Cardinals go down to 2-2. I think you said it best yesterday, Kelly. I think we might have been a year ahead of the Mike McDonald Coach of the Year train.
Yep.
And that's after saying those were horrible decisions to set up those field goals, but they end up getting the W. Nobody's going to remember it.
Right. Is that the W's all that matter?
Yep.
And this might be the best team in the NFC West.
Yes, it very well might be. Rams have something to say about that, as do the Niners. Coming back with Jensen Lewis next.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Coming up on the next edition of Follow the Money, heavy NFL Week 4 preview, all the props and all the picks, and a major weekend of college football with some unbelievable top 25 matchups. The Iceman, Chuck Edel with his picks, Mike Somich on the program as well with all his props. Follow the Money 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN. The Sports Betting Network now, Sirius XM Channel 158. Check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis, or get the VSiN Watch app.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Start the weekend with Brocco. Use code VSiN to load up your account with a 50% deposit match up to $100. Then take advantage of monthly cashback style rewards. That's cashback style rewards that pay you whether you win or lose. Brocco's lines are live on our VSiN betting splits page, so you can see where the action is moving before you bet. With contests, free-to-play games, and exclusive event-based boosts, Friday's the perfect day to maximize your bankroll at Brocco. Head to playbrocco.com today. Kelly, I'm on Golic and Golic this afternoon.
Nice, there you go. Man,
yeah.
What are you, selling a book or something? The Gil Alexander media tour this week has been something to see.
Selling a book. Thanks for asking. Haven't written it yet. I should probably get around to it.
Gil Alexander biography written by Kelly Bidlin coming soon. Michael Bidlin.
Michael Bidlin, that's right. Can I shout out Mike Pritchard, our buddy?
May I guess?
Wow.
I love Pritch. You kidding me? Shout him out.
Pritch plays. Mike was on the Megapod yesterday, live from the Win. He was with me in studio. The people love themselves some Mike Pritchard. This is on Twitter. We get tweets. Jeremiah Westgate. Hey, Gil, probably say this every time I hear the man on your show or any show, but Mike Pritchard is maybe my favorite person to listen to about football. So smart, so insightful, and just nice. Yes, absolutely nice. Ace Dick Cardano, the guys asked Pritch some really interesting questions about the thoughts of a pro athlete in different situations. He was gracious enough to give some really great, honest answers. Really cool insight. Larry Fresh taking a shot every time. Can I ask Pritch a question? Roger Jones, guys.
Was that Todd 17 times yesterday?
Roger Jones, guys. The depth and quality of characters on the Megapod continues to amaze. The rotating guest almost always adds something, and Pritch is absolutely underrated. He needs more airtime. Succinct, informative, and knowledgeable. Frank and Seven Hills, bravo to the crew and Mr. Pritchard. Teasers and Parlays, best pod out there, great insight by Pritchard. And Jeremiah Westgate adds one more time, amazing original perspective, surprised he's not doing color for the NFL or NCAA, or maybe he is, but just haven't watched a game he was on, or maybe he's not interested, but you know he wouldn't BS his audience. On and on and on. The toast of the town, Mike Pritchard.
Pritchard's the best. You're never going to meet anybody who knows Mike Pritchard that will say anything bad about him. Like, he's the nicest guy on the planet. He is... promised me that we're going to go party in Tokyo at some point. I'm still waiting to cash that chip in, so we'll see.
I'll do it.
And, by far just the most talented, nicest, coolest ex-player that we've ever worked with from any sport.
Yeah, I can't think of any others that really match up. Oh, hey, Jensen Lewis, everybody, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line from the Buy the Books origin back in Ohio, where he does the show from, along with Captain America Dave Ross Jensen. I should probably start there. What are you going to do with Dave on Monday? He's going to be depressed with this Team USA performance.
Yeah, guys, to use the baseball analogy, you certainly can't win it in the first couple innings, but you can definitely lose it. And so the U.S. boy is going to need a little pep talk from Captain Keegs here. It started really well. The first hour of our show, I think this was what Dave was looking forward to all week. I mean, I even got him these authentic Ryder Cup USA outfits here just to make him feel the part. But hey, anything can change, right? Bryson looks like he's great right now, but Kelly was spot on with us yesterday talking about Euros. And Kelly, I'll throw it back to you because I think this is part of how the European golfer, when they grow up and how they go through juniors, right? They do a lot of the alternate shot play through juniors, right? So, I mean, this feels like just a walk in the park for them.
Yeah, there's definitely some of that. I really wish Scotty Scheffler would go into, like, diva wide receiver mode and be like, I'm not playing with any of these bums ever again. If I'm not hitting my own ball, get out of the way.
This is stupid.
This is dumb.
Yeah. Well, I hope Dave is okay if this continues. Obviously, we're early, but as you said, Jensen, we're also late because you can lose it early. And they seem to be doing that here in the early going of the Ryder Cup. Let's get to baseball. Does it get, I guess it gets better because next month is happening and there's nothing better than October. But this is fantastic in the AL East and the AL Central. Obviously, those have in the AL East, it's a number one seed versus wild card potential. In the AL Central, it's obviously winning that division versus a wild card, although in that case, everybody's playing a first-round series. How do you think this goes? What's your instinct these last three games on top of both of those divisions?
Yeah, so some big tectonic plates shifting last night. That Tiger win elevates now the Mariners to at least the number 2 seed there into the divisional round. And I think massive advantage if you're looking at the futures board that the Mariners could potentially play their way into the 1 seed. Now, Toronto still does have the tiebreaker over the Yankees and Seattle there. And with the Rays coming to town, Rays giving up what should have been a very winnable game for them in Charm City yesterday. That was not good for them against the Orioles. But here's where I look at it. If you look at the futures on the American League side, I had said at the beginning of the year, Gil, and it bears repeating, the leverage on the American League side is to get those top 2 spots. So that's the only place I would go. If you haven't added the futures market, it would be the Mariners or whoever wins the American League East. Those are the only 2 teams I think that can come out outside of the Red Sox, but you're going to get the attrition there. All intents and purposes, the Red Sox clinch a playoff berth with a win tonight or a Houston loss. So I think the road will go through either Seattle or the American League East champion.
You playing anything today in baseball?
Yeah, I did. And here's the tricky part here, guys, because you look at kind of where things are for who's motivated and who's not. So I looked at, a couple of different totals. The Reds and the Brewers, Quinn Priester going out there. Again, they moved him back. Milwaukee did. For this opportunity. And so the under 8 is where I got to there with the Reds and the Brew Crew. I'll play an under in the Orioles and Yankees game too, under 8.5. And I think the Astros and the Angels, listen, the Astros finally showed up offensively yesterday. That over never in doubt. I'll take an over 9 in that one. And the Mariners said it yesterday that they were not going to put out a hangover lineup, if you will, because they want to play for the best possible seed. Now with the Dodgers clinching yesterday and having basically nothing else to play for, they're locked into the 3 seed. I do like the Mariners shorter money line price at minus $1.32.
Who is your AL MVP? Who is your AL Cy Young?
My AL Cy Young is Garrett Crochet, and my AL MVP is Cal Raleigh. And I have always been in Cleveland here, Gil, a subscriber to. If you take Jose Ramirez off of Cleveland, this team is not even in the conversation to be a competitive team, let alone one that could contend. If you take Cal Raleigh off of this iteration of the Seattle Mariners, I think the same can be said. Are they a little bit better because of the pitching staff? Maybe, but because he does handle the pitching staff too. That is such a difference maker for me as a former pitcher. Judge getting to the 50 homer plateau was big, but I had said, I think weeks ago, that if Cal Raleigh got to 60, it's done. And I know some of the other peripherals will be what they'll be. The only thing left to consider here, Gil, to me on the Cy Young side, do you factor in more that Tarek Skubal has had this big of a drop-off and his team has not won the games that he started? And conversely, Garrett Crochet, it's been nothing but crescendo. And some of the peripherals are in his favor in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it's going to be, and we'll see if Skubal pitches the final game of the year on Sunday so that he may have to write the last chapter of the Cy Young race story. Okay, let's get to the postseason. Let's get beyond this. So right now, as you see it, obviously we don't know exactly who's in terms of the wild card race being close in both the AL and NL. But generally speaking, what is the team that you feel that the market will overrate heading in, AL or NL? You could choose either. And what is the sneaky team for you that you think the market will tremendously underrate?
Yeah. Okay. So the market underrating they're probably going to underrate Boston just because Boston's probably going to have to go on the road. And if there was a team that could really sneak through, if indeed it is going to be them going up against the Yankees, I don't think it's a bad matchup for Boston either way. They showed they could handle Toronto in Toronto. And I do think they're a matchup problem for the Yankees, especially in the bullpen. So Boston potentially underrated. I hate to say it. I feel like the Padres are going to be a little overrated, but I still think that's the team that gets through the wild card round that potentially causes the most headaches here, especially that they're going to be locked up with Milwaukee. I don't know what to trust yet on Philly in the back end of the bullpen, Gil. I don't like, kind of some of the ending there. And I wonder if, Rob Thompson and company might tweak how they have their bullpen resources deployed. So I still have a 22-1 future on Milwaukee, 13-1 on the Padres. So I feel pretty good that if the Padres find their way through, I'll monetize that ticket, whoever matches up against those in the NLCS.
Is there a team, Jensen? I mean, we've all been saying, wow, wouldn't surprise us if any of these teams ended up winning the World Series in the most free-for-all postseason I can remember. But is there a team or two that you actually genuinely would be surprised getting through the gauntlet of the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland, right? When is this going to end?
Please end.
Last year it was a historically dominant bullpen, and they nearly got themselves there with some heroic home runs late against a Yankee bullpen. But if they just didn't pitch to Giancarlo Stanton, maybe they're in the World Series. And it's flipped the script this year, Gil. Their rotation has been utterly unhittable. And when you have that, you can beat any lineup. Great pitching is always going to beat great hitting in October.
Yeah. I have an alternate season win total under on them that I have to sweat now. Like, it's just incredible that this should never have been a sweat, and it's still a sweat. Somewhere Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz are like, hey, guys, you need us? You need us? No? You don't need us? You don't need us anymore? Jensen, always a pleasure. We were just busting your chops there earlier, of course. We love you. Buy the books each and every morning with Jensen and Dave Ross here preceding us on the network. Thank you, Jensen. Enjoy your weekend, man.
Anytime. Talk soon, boys.
Jensen Lewis, everybody. At JLew50, right?
That's right.
JLEW50 on Twitter. Coming back, NFL Week 4 next.
There's no better time to join VSiN Pro. Right now, get started for just $9.99 for your first 30 days or save 50% off with an annual subscription. As a pro user, you'll get our newly updated NFL betting guide, as well as the college football betting guide, the ultimate playbook packed with expert picks, team previews, and best bets. Plus, you'll unlock exclusive features like real-time betting splits, daily best bets, and full access to the VSiN Watch app. Don't miss out. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Get your edge this season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual pro subscription and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Hey, Kelly, you need some unrefrigerated relish? We have some sitting outside the studio here for the past week.
Sounds like free relish at VSiN.
There you go. Want to bet smarter? Start with Smarter Insights. Right now you can check out college and NFL betting hubs available for every game at VSiN.com. Paulie Howard's Week 4 kicker props. He's 10-3 so far this season.
Holy hell.
The man has a cottage industry of kicking props.
I mean, I've heard a couple of them on the air, Gil, and they make a couple that I've heard make sense. Brandon Aubrey over. Yeah. They like to kick.
10-3 is 10-3, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Florida State versus Virginia preview. And later today, you can check out Tyler Shoemaker's NFL Week 4 model comparison, Wes Reynolds, Matt Human's college football best bets, and weekend horse racing picks from Churchill, Santa Anita, and Aqueduct. Right now, you can sign up for as little as $9.99 access all the VSiN Pro articles. Just head to VSiN.com/subscribe. Why don't you? Just sign up today. Man.
What a glorious fall weekend here. Like, I am.
Oh, I was just about to say, as you were saying, I was sharing a brain, because I was just about to say, there is a feel to the Friday morning show that just part of the weekly cadence.
Right, yep.
That does not have that same feeling the rest of the week, right? It's like, let's just talk football and let's launch into this. It's so great, man.
But
great to be an American.
Today, I'm going to go home, watch Ryder Cup, the second session here.
Yeah, not so great.
Ryder Cup into Florida State football tonight. Like, Friday's somehow a big day. I got Florida State football. We got WNBA Game 3s going on tonight. College football all day tomorrow with Ryder Cup, and then NFL on Sunday. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I'm going to be busy, and by busy, I mean I'll be at my place. Don't bother me.
Tennis in Beijing.
There you go.
1-2 last night. Lost 2 matches. One I was up 5-2 in the third. Gak. Iva Jovic. The other up a set and a break. Gak.
I'm looking for some good names. Any thoughts on the Anastasia Potapova versus Victoria Mboko match?
No, I don't have a play on that yet. Well, because I haven't looked at it yet. Those are tonight.
How about Jessica Buzas-Monero versus Diana Yastremska?
No relation to Carl or Mike.
I think I just nailed those.
I had Buzas-Monero was a winner for her last match.
Oh, I see. Clara's back. Back in action.
Are you just going to keep naming
No,
it?
sorry. I'll stop.
I'm just curious. We get tweets beating the book. Charles in Connecticut with an existential football question. He says, with the new kickoff rules, range of field goal kickers, it seems we get at least one of these 30-second field goal for the win drives each week. Fun/aggregating for us as fans/bettors. He likes a lot of slashes here. But do you think it's good for the sport? Do you think the players like it?
This is a great question. Watching the end of that game last night, Gil, I'm not going to say it's the first time I've had this thought, but it was another time of like, I'm not here for this new kickoff stuff. It's the kickoff. We've talked about the kickers being so good from distance, and you get one little silly screw up, and you're starting with the ball at the 40-yard line, and it's
a pretty bad screw up though.
Oh, it's a bad screw up. Bad screw up. But
you shouldn't make that screw up.
You're starting with the ball in such good field position. It does. You leave 20-something seconds left on the clock. It's too much for any team.
Yeah, but
we used to say that about the Patrick Mahomes and the Josh Allens of the world. No, it's too much for any team now.
Blame the NFL though, right? They did the complete about face on, we don't want the kickoff return. It's the most dangerous thing in the world. Safety first. And they're like, nah, it's great. We'll just do this thing that makes it look like it won't be as impactful on collision.
Right.
It's complete nonsense, right? But the way that they incentivize, or the way that they sort of induce kickoff returns is by saying, yeah, if you don't kick it in the landing zone, you'll get it at the 40. And everybody knows that by now. So that's a terrible error. This is from The Better Life, Tim Lawson. Question for Paul Carr when he comes on. With Sunderland in 7th and Newcastle in 13th, which does he believe is the most likely to continue? Sunderland to remain top half or Newcastle to remain bottom half? We will ask Paul about that. And Futures _bet BP says, okay, you said Pritch, please. That was a must. Continue with the show. Thank you. We'll go on. Week 14 National Football League. Seattle kicks things off with a win yesterday over Arizona. But we go to Sunday, Dublin. I was about to say Dublin, Ohio. Dublin, Ireland.
For the Memorial.
Vikings at Steelers. Vikings 2.5-point favorites. Do you agree with this line where it is right now? Are you betting this in any way, shape, or form?
Agree with the movement to Minnesota. Not a bet for me on side. I don't think there's going to be a bet here at all for me. I lean under even at 41, though. I can see this being a low-scoring affair.
How do the Pittsburgh Steelers score on that Vikings defense enough to win this game?
Yep.
That is the question. Early morning, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, Vikings Steelers from Dublin, Ireland, to the normal early window on Week 4, Sunday in the National Football League. We will comment ATS, Survivor, all these things, just our thoughts on all of them. Earliest game on Sunday would be one of the early window games, I should say. Eagles at the Buccaneers, 2 3-0s. Eagles favored by 3.5. Can I just sort of make the case for the Bucs here?
Sure.
I do not have a bet on it, but I will give you the reason why I am not on it. Because my instincts would be, hey, Eagles, right? Not with a hook, though. But when it was 3, my instincts would have said Eagles. But here's the deal. Mike Evans, not going to play. But the Bucs are getting back Tristan Wirfs, left tackle, and it looks like Chris Godwin could be a go. Unclear if Lane Johnson will play for the Eagles. Tampa Bay ranks second in DVOA against the run. The Eagles rank 27th in the league in net yards per play, minus 0.9. And they've played not exactly a gauntlet, right? Dallas, for God's sakes. Chiefs and Rams defense is better, but Dallas is one of the 3 opponents. That's one spot, by the way, 27th in the league in net yards per play. One spot below the Raiders, one spot above the Bears. That's the Eagles, your Super Bowl champions. Their offense 12th in EPA per play, 18th in opponent EPA per play, and the Bucs rank 5th in opponent yards per carry on D, as I just said, second in DVOA against the run, first in opponent rush EPA, and second in opponent rush success rate. So again, I won't bore you with more analytics, but there's a lot of reason to like the Bucs here. At least to cover, at the very least.
Yeah, I get it. I think the Mike Evans injury's bad. They still got a couple others right on the offensive line. And Wirfs coming back will be huge, and if Godwin plays, that will be big. I bet the Eagles at 3 earlier in the week. Not huge. They've got their own injury issues too. I mean, this is. I'm just looking at some of the reports right now. Zach Bond questionable. I think all these guys are going to go. Looks like Lane Johnson practiced yesterday too, so I'm not too worried about that one. But man, we've talked about it. It's not a game I'm overly confident in, Gil. These are 2 3-0 teams that have looked very meh so far, and they are very lucky to both be 3-0.
Could be 0-3.
Yeah.
Really, if the worm turns differently.
We didn't really talk about the Breeze comments from earlier this week. I agree with him. Like, some of these teams with the coordinator changes, it's just like it's the most boring offense he's ever seen that the Eagles are running right now. And I think it's been predictable, boring, and kind of slow out of the gates. That Saquon struggled. Interested to see what they turn around here.
This would be Drew Brees who said this?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, as opposed to whatever other Brees, but yeah. Next game, also in the early window, of course, on Sunday morning. As we do this, we can go anywhere with this, guys, wherever you prefer. What's next?
You got anything Saints Bills?
Saints Bills. I will just say this again from a Survivor perspective. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Bills, by the way, 15.5 point favorites. Apparently, the Saints took some money when it was at 16.5. I will just say this: there's a lot of people who play Survivor like, oh, free bingo square. And I'll just say again, this league, have you watched this league before? There is no such thing as a free bingo square. You're like, oh, no, this will be one. Again, I lost with a 17-point home favorite in 2020 on the Rams against the Jets. Nothing is a free bingo square. But even if you decide to do this, and by the way, I have multiple entries. I will have the Bills on 2 of them, I believe.
I think I'm going all in on Buffalo.
Are you?
Yeah.
The caution is, once again, though, the big caution is, look ahead to next week. There aren't that many plays next week. It's a much more sparse week in terms of options than it is this week. That is why that I believe if you have the opportunity to save the Bills, maybe you do. If you have multiple entries, if you have one, all right, okay, you do what you want to do. But again, next week, much more sparse. Panthers at Patriots. Patriots have remained a 5.5 point favorite, Kelly, all week long. This has not moved at all.
So weird. I still think it's an odd number. From you doing guessing lines on Monday, you had the same reaction that I did on Sunday when I saw this open. It has barely budged. I think it went down to 5 at a couple spots. Yeah, I see 1-5 on the board right now. This has barely moved.
The reason that it is at a higher number than I guessed on guessing lines, and I immediately bet the Panthers plus 5.5. But the counter argument to my bet is, again, the Patriots committed multiple turnovers against the Steelers last week, 2 on the doorstep. So that's probably not going to be the case again. And then the Panthers, even in victory over the Falcons, 30-0, it wasn't like it was a total yards domination.
Yeah.
They got out-yarded. And so that's why you're getting that number. I don't buy it, but I'm just sort of speculating as to why. To me, this is the most interesting game of the week.
Panthers are a contest play for me. Were they for you?
I believe so, yeah. I put them in there as well. Commanders at Falcons. Commanders down to 1 now. I believe it will be Marcus Mariota. We do not have official word on that yet, though. But it looks like it could be Marcus Mariota. If Jaden is not 100%, it ought to be Marcus Mariota.
And McLaurin likely out.
And
right?
McLaurin likely out for the first time since Week 16 of 2020. 76 games in a row.
Bill popped up on the injury report, too.
Who did?
Bill.
Chikori Krosky-Merritt.
Yeah.
This is the Falcons better win this game, and I, as a Washington guy, feel like Atlanta will. If you're asking me what my Malcolm Gladwell blink instinct is on this game, I can't really explain to you why I think Atlanta's going to win, but I think Atlanta's going to win. This is just a spot where Washington will get beat by an ornery team that wants to bounce back from last week.
Yeah, this is a big-time game in the NFC, I think, but when we look back at the end of the season, I got nothing.
Coming back, more Week 4 of the National Football League and Paul Carr, Premier League, next.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
And shout out to Elijah Moore as well. Oftentimes he's Elijah less. Keep in mind, Sean Payton is evil for fantasy football.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is so great. Barry Bonds is trending on Twitter. Kelly's favorite thing is when I say, "Oh my God, Zendaya is trending," and nothing happens, right?
Well, you know how it works. It's like half the time something's trending for an actual reason, and half the time it's just because it's a Zendaya.
I'm aware, but when it's Zendaya, I just want to keep saying it so it drives you crazy. But anyway, Barry Bonds is trending, so I immediately go to see what happens. So Aaron Judge set the American League record yesterday with 36 intentional walks in a season. Can you believe that? 36 times the opposing pitcher was like, "Please, just get on base so I don't have to deal with you." Do you know how many intentional walks Barry Lamar Bonds had in 2004?
93.
120, baby. 120.
Barry Bonds is awesome.
120.
That's awesome.
We could do 10 hours on ridiculous Barry Bonds.
I can't believe that's the record in the American. I still would have expected it to be higher.
That's a lot of intentional walks. Just like Barry Bonds is from a different planet. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Always appreciate the feedback from everybody. This is from Bruce Dobing. Euros at Ryder Cup get a point from Fleetwood Mac. Talk about Tommy Fleetwood. Fleetwood Mac begs the question: is USA over my head? Oh, is that a Fleetwood Mac song? Is that what you're doing? He goes, "I'll let myself out." He says, "I guess it was." Tronsky, happy Football Friday. Gil, I've been trying a nice way to say this because we love Kelly, but when he gets excited and fumbles a half second to start a sentence, I get shades of the Tasmanian Devil. You familiar with that cartoon character?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
No. And Chris Heath, when Dustin was on the radio Sunday night, he read the Patriots open at -4.5, seemed high even then. Yeah, Dustin Sweetelson does cashing out every night here on the network.
That's right.
Shout out to Dustin. We love Paul Carr as well. Paul Carr joins us now, pardon me. Courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You can follow him on Twitter at Paul Carr. It's very clever, Carr. He, of course, is at True Media Networks, spreading analytics throughout the land. How you doing, Paulie?
I'm doing better than the U.S. Ryder Cup team. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, so here's the update on the early foursomes here. So it is 2-0 Euros. Two are in the house, if you will, at the clubhouse. 4 and 3, Rahm and Hatton beat DeChambeau and Justin Thomas. That one is over in favor of the Euros, as is Rory and Fleetwood over Morikawa and Harris English, 5 and 4. So in other words, 5-shot lead with 4 holes, and they just walk off the golf course at that point. The third one is also a run out. It would take a miracle for Scotty Scheffler and Russell Henley to do anything.
I think it just ended.
Just ended?
Yeah.
O'Bear and Fitzpatrick beat them with like 4 holes to play as well, if I'm not mistaken. And so that one is over. And the only one the Americans have a go at, and this, by the way, I hate to say it, if the Americans are going to have any shot, they got to win this because 3-1 ain't 4-0. 3-1 would be big here. Schauffele and Cantlay 2 up on McIntyre and Hovland through 12 is what I have here.
And just a match that they should win anyways.
Yes. So there you go. Do you have any action on this, Paul?
I got a little bit sprinkled on, but I had a Morikawa top point scorer that not off to a great start there. And just something on the U.S. because I'm an American.
Kelly is not an American, nor am I, apparently.
Because
we went
money.
the other way.
I like my money.
Yes.
I never liked you guys anyway.
Yeah. Apparently, we are not that. By the way, you're -3.5 plus 450 in play early. Off to a good start.
Long way to go. Long
way to go.
Especially when Keegan figures out he should get Spawn and Griffin out there instead of like Morikawa and some of these guys. Paul.
Well, has the thing I want to ask is, has the Keegan you should have just played yourself, tide already grown this morning?
No, he might be thinking about that overnight, though.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait let's give it another session.
Okay. We got another session
and
this afternoon.
Maybe he comes out tomorrow in a different uniform, ready to play.
Maybe we're whistling a different tune later today. There's time.
Never know.
What could go wrong? All right, Paul, getting word here in my ear. Is this possible that you had an 0-3 last week? Has that ever been done before? I think it has been done before, but it's rare.
Yeah, the dreaded 0-3. One of those. Don't think I got one game right from a handicap perspective. A couple others, I think I did right, and they just didn't work out. So, back to the salt mines. Try again.
Back to the salt mines. Listen, that's the thing about doing 3. We know this from the Megapod as well. Small sample, right? It can go wrong very easily as it can go right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at the Premier League futures board before we get into your picks here. Liverpool, even money to win this whole thing. A massive favorite to be top 4. Arsenal plus 175 to win it all. Man City 6-1, and then everybody else, beginning with Chelsea, is 25-1 or longer. Do you agree with that? That it's going to be between three teams, three sides?
Yeah, I think so. I like Arsenal at that price. I saw plus 190s out there this morning. I have not, to be clear, I haven't played it yet, but I may go out and do that. They're 5 points behind Liverpool, which is significant, even just five games in. They've already lost once head-to-head. But we'll talk about it in the picks here. Liverpool has not been that good yet. And you could spin that as, well, they've got room to improve, which they do. Or you could spin it as they're just not going to be as good as last year, and the door is open for Arsenal. And that's where I'm at right now a little bit. Plus 175, close to plus 200 is pretty tempting at the moment.
Yeah, Liverpool, as Paul said, 5-point lead with just 5 matches in, right? 15 points to 10 for Arsenal. Tottenham and Bournemouth also have 10. I want to just direct you to the bottom of the table. The Wolves have 0 points through 5. What's the all-time record for the fewest points?
Derby County at 11.
11 through a 38-game schedule. Whew.
I also had Wolves to get relegated at plus 3 something.
Yes, you
so
did.
Feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, I bring that up for that reason.
Again,
yeah.
It's early, but they sometimes the table lies. We'll get to.
Yeah,
table not lying here. They're bad.
Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie, Paul. All right, let's get to your picks this weekend. A trifecta once again. What do you got?
All right, we'll start with Liverpool. Mentioned they're perfect. Won all their games. Crystal Palace, they're playing Liverpool this weekend. Palace is actually unbeaten, 2 wins, 3 draws. They're in 5th place. Not the toughest schedule, but these two teams met in August in the Community Shield, which is sort of a season kickoff type of thing. They drew that game. Palace won on penalties, and Palace really outplayed Liverpool the whole time. So they can pretty obviously go toe-to-toe with them. And we talked about Liverpool, first place, but you look at their underlying numbers. You strip out penalties, you strip out a game, almost a whole game they played up a man, and their numbers are good, but they're not top of the table good. They're almost the same as Crystal Palace. Palace has actually been better generating chances than Liverpool this year on the whole. So I like Palace double chance here at minus 110. The defense has been really good for Palace. They are taking good shots, conceding bad shots. That's what they want to do. And both sides are healthy, but I like Palace. They've been really good this year. I had a play on them for top half, which is also looking good. So they're confirming my priors, which is always nice. But I just think they're not that much worse than Liverpool. So I'm getting almost even money on a win or a draw. I will take that.
Win or draw. That's what the double chance means. Win or draw.
Crystal plus half a goal, if that's how your book lists it. Sometimes they're separate, sometimes they're there, whatever.
Yeah, depends on the nomenclature the market's provided. Crystal Palace, double chance, minus 110 versus Liverpool. This is the rare Paul Carr no totals 3-pack.
Yeah.
Also on Saturday, Nottingham Forest and Sunderland. Where are you going on that one?
Yeah, here's your old take the better team thing. And this is an example of the table lying early on in the season. Sunderland's in 7th. Forest is in 15th. But Forest is pretty clearly the better team. If you just look at relegation odds, for example, Sunderland's around plus 110, the 3rd favorite, and Forest is plus 600, 7th favorite or so. Now, Forest has changed managers. They brought in Ange Postecoglou, who was with Tottenham last year. So they're still figuring that out a little bit because his style is different than their previous manager's style. But they just have the guys. It's one of those Jimmys and Joes type of thing where Forest just has a lot more good players than Sunderland does. Sunderland's also missing a starting defender with a red card. Starting midfielder has been good this year. Habib Diarra is out injured as well. So Forest is just better. Again, they're still figuring out a new style of sorts under Postecoglou, but I think they have enough. And Sunderland really hasn't. They're overachieving big time with being in 7th place. So Forest at home, minus 125. I'll take it.
Okay, so those two are Saturday. Is this next one on Monday?
Yeah, this one's not till Monday. Yep.
Okay, and this is Everton against Olivia Dean's favorite team, West Ham. You know who Olivia Dean is? Great young musical artist. The Irons of West Ham. What do you got here?
Taking Everton. Here's one where the table tells the truth. Everton's in 10th. West Ham is in 19th. And expected goals, for example, line up with that. Everton 8th, West Ham 18th. West Ham's been really bad. Minus 8 goal difference in 5 games. And that's even though they won one game 3-0. So the other games outscored 13-2 and under 10 shots a game. Everton's looking like a top half team, like I hoped they would be and thought they would be. They could have 4 more points. They're kind of unlucky to lose to Liverpool last week. They dominated Villa in a scoreless draw. And they just kind of look like David Moyes is their manager. They brought him back after he was gone for a while, and it kind of has them looking like a solid mid-table team again. They could push for a European spot if things go right. So Everton good, West Ham bad. I'll take Everton to win at home at -125.
Everton good, West Ham bad. We should have
It's my favorite Paul Carr.
We should have you do segments in monosyllabic grunts. Everton win, West Ham bad. So Paul's 3-pack. Crystal Palace double chance versus Liverpool on Saturday. Nottingham Forest versus Sunderland. He's on Nottingham Forest. And then Monday, Everton over West Ham. Real quick before you go, you're a Dolphins fan. Dolphins 2.5-point favorites against the Patriots. Who you got?
It's the Jets. Monday night. What more could you ask for?
Oh, the Jets. I'm sorry. What did I say? Patriots? Yeah. Patriots play the Panthers.
If you can't win this, I mean, what are you doing?
If you can't win this, you're absolutely right.
You can't beat the Jets at home. What are you doing?
If it's not